Welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing this weekend? Hope you guys had a great time this weekend and had lots of fun over the Christmas weekend. Hopefully everybody got a lot of rest, a nice 3-day vacation. But the fun doesn't stop here because it's that time. The week is about to start. And you're probably wondering, what are we going to play for this week? A lot of choices, different stuff out there. So we got to see what we want to play and how are the markets looking going into this coming week. So without further ado, let's take a look. There it is. The futures are up. So that's always a good sign. Doesn't mean that the futures could be way up and Apple or any stock that you're playing could be way down, or futures could be way down and Apple or any stock you're playing could be way up. But it's usually a good sign no matter what when the futures are all pointing in the green. They always call this the Santa rally, which is usually the week in between Christmas and New Year's, and usually the first couple of days of the new year when people are getting new positions and figuring out what to do. Now, unlike previous years, the run-up this year has just been tremendous. So while we had a lot of highs in March before the big COVID crash, we've come back pretty strong, and it's just been incredible how fast, everything is moving back and stuff. So we got Kevin in the house, boom, boom, about to invest my $15 million. And congratulations on that $15 million hit on Mega Bucks in Vegas at Suncoast Casino. Just tremendous. If anybody needs money, hit up Kevin. He's giving away money left and right. So it's really cool of you to do, Kevin. But no. But just what a hit. It's hard to think of what you could invest the $15 million into, what stock you'll buy. But welcome, everyone. I see Carla, Doug, Irvis, Trantasia, and Bernard. So Bernard says, do you invest in cryptos? I do have some cryptos, but it's not my main. It's not my main focus. Eric says, I'm off to Vegas. Where do you like to play there? Usually at the Cosmo, also Aria. So bad with names. Well, pretty soon, I guess the Suncoast. That'll be my new spot now since Kevin won $15 million there. No. Also, Red Rock's nice. Most of the stuff, Bellagio, they're all nice. Caesar's Palace. So, yeah. So let's talk about the week, guys. So markets are in the green, looking good. The big news right now out of Florida is Trump is supposed to have a press press conference soon at his Mar-a-Lago golf course or whatever to hopefully sign the stimulus. He's been playing games. He's just teasing. It's almost like he's running this as a game show. This stimulus program. Unfortunately, there's 12 to 14 million Americans that he's playing a game with. And like I said, there's some things you can play some games with and have some fun, and there's some things that you have to take a little bit serious. So hopefully he signs it. Hopefully if they want to give Americans $2,000 instead of $600, let the House tomorrow vote on that and let the Republicans support it. I don't think there's a chance at all that that's going to get through. I think $2,000 and giving households $8,000 is ridiculous. Of course, I don't get anything, which I also think is unfair. So while if you make $75,000 or more, and the different things that they have in there, it shouldn't matter. If I'm an upstanding citizen in good standing who's paid all my taxes and been a good American, why shouldn't I be allowed to have my money? It's my money that's paying for all this money, and I've been hurt. While all these other people, obviously, people who are unemployed have been hurt. The big question is I've been hurt worse than a lot of these people, and I have a business that's going to miss, like I said the other day on the show, 8 weeks of being open. We were closed the first time for 9 weeks. And next week we'll make another 7 weeks, and hopefully they'll let us reopen that. And then when we're open, they're 25% capacity, 8 o'clock. There was a 10 o'clock last call. Now it's 8 o'clock last call. They've destroyed us, but because I'm successful, I don't get any benefit of that. I can just keep paying taxes, pay property tax, and it is what it is. I just don't think it's very fair. But yeah, So somebody said the 2,000 for adults. No, they want 2,000 for everyone in the house. I mean, they're talking about houses who get six, and the thing is, most of these people who get the money, they're not paying their back. A lot of the people I know, they've been getting stimulus or unemployment. They didn't pay their rent. They didn't do anything with it. They've just been spending their money and saying, hey, the good news is we got more money and there's a moratorium on throwing us out. And I'm still researching. I mean, outside of the fact you can't evict somebody with this eviction moratorium, I still don't really understand how it works. At the end of the day, somebody's holding the bag. Somebody's holding this bag of 12 million people who didn't pay rent. Somebody is going to be out a lot of money, whether it's the banks, the foreclosures, the guys who own the apartments and houses and buildings. So it's going to be interesting. So Franklin says, no to any stimulus. Open the freaking economy and let people go back to work. No free rides. Well, this is one. So I think stimulus is okay, but you need to open the economy so that the businesses can take advantage of the stimulus. Otherwise, all you're basically doing right now is giving Amazon $600 for people to go online and buy at Amazon or Walmart's and Costco's. I mean, it's kind of like, I remember a long time ago, I think in the 2009 or whenever we had the last stimulus or 3, they called it the iPhone stimulus because basically the only thing the stimulus was good for was to buy an iPhone. And that's what you've done. I mean, the people are going to get this money. This isn't going to, if you're, how many people can live for $600 a month? How many, like I said, unless you had 3 or 4 people living together and but most people, if you have a 1-bedroom apartment nowadays, is probably $1,200 to $1,500 a month rent and utilities. $600 ain't going to make a difference, especially if you haven't worked in 4 months. So you think those people are going to say, you know what, call their landlord and say, you know what, landlord, I just got my $600 stimulus. Even though I haven't paid rent in 5 months, we just got the $600. We want to give it to you and be a good citizen. Hell no, they're not going to do that. They're just going to go buy booze, hopefully they buy food and stuff they need. And what's even worse is the lotto is like $376 million. So you know what that means is everybody, instead of buying diapers and things they need, for their household, they're out playing the lotto because they were hoping to hit the 376 million. It'll probably be 400 million before it goes off. So this is almost like the worst possible. The only thing good is they haven't given the stimulus money out, because I could tell you right now, if the stimulus money was out right now, the lotto would be even larger than the $376 million that it's at right now. Or maybe it was one last night. I don't know. But it's like I said, people just don't. They just don't understand the budgeting and how it should work and stuff. So, all right. Eric says Ethereum was 25, came down to 16. Ethereum is on fire. Well, if it was 25 and it came down to $16, I wouldn't call that fire. I'd call that a fire sale. But I don't really follow Ethereum. So and like I said, we'll buy some cryptos. We could do some stuff. I'm curious, what other stocks do you guys like? If you guys want me to look at some stocks, I'm looking at, I think I'm going to do an electric vehicle play this week. I've had some of my Patreon members write into me about it. And I think, there's some good plays and there's some nice premiums. I'm not going to go crazy in it, but, maybe 50, 100 contracts or something, small at $1, to try and make 5-10 grand off of it. We're not going to do a Pfizer over again. So somebody says, Neo, you ever need a cameraman, let me know. Well, thank you. Tesla. I wouldn't touch Tesla with a 10-foot pole unless I was shorting it. And the only reason I don't short Tesla is because for some God reason, it just keeps going and going and going. It's just insane. Here, let's take a look. Let's here, pull it up for you guys. Let's look at Tesla like we've looked at a couple of times. It's just nuts. Just absolutely insane. The stock is trading, right here. P&E, 1,300 times earnings. And I keep trying to explain this to you guys. Imagine your business was worth $1. Would you pay $1,300 to buy your business if it was worth $1? If your business was worth $1,000, if you had a business, you had a lemonade stand, and you made $1,000 a year from your lemonade stand, would you pay $1.3 million to buy your corner lemonade stand so that you could open a lemonade stand? No, you're insane. Even if they double production of cars, there's still a 650 times P&E. It's freaking ridiculous. And like I said, if this stock misses anything by a penny, this thing is going to crash like no other. I'm not knocking the product. I think he makes a terrific car. I think it's a great car. Like I said, you can't knock, a billionaire who's, he's a genius and he's just nuts. You just don't know what he's going to do next. Imagine if him and Trump teamed up to run a company. You just wouldn't know what they were going to tweet. Could be insane. Somebody says dividend stocks. And we've talked about this with the dividends. I think the other day we were looking at Coca-Cola, which had a nice dividend. And then somebody else said Exxon, and I'll show you guys just to recap that. So yeah, the Coca-Cola dividend, 3% right here. So that's not bad. If you want your money, the stock overall, let's look at year to date, has been as high as 60. It's 55. It trades trades in this range. If you look at like a 5-year chart, it really pretty much is where it's within $5 or $10. So this is one of those stocks you just put your money in because you're just looking to chase a dividend. It has earnings. It's not losing any money. Now, somebody said Exxon has a great dividend. And like I said, on Exxon, you got to be very careful on stuff like that because Exxon's dividend is, it's huge right now. It's 8%. Well, this is the wrong one we were looking at. This one's 8%, and the earnings per share is 60 cents with a 68 multiple. My guess is this dividend will come down, but we looked at another one that was losing incredible money. Chevron. Maybe that was it. Chevron, CVX. Let's take a look. Yeah, here it is. The dividend on this one was 6%. So you have a 6% dividend right here. And they're losing $6.41 a share, and they have a negative 13 P&E. So basically, if you're looking at your lemonade stand was worth $1,000, imagine them paying you $13,000 to take over the lemonade stand because they don't want to lose any more money. That's what Chevron is, what did I say? That's what Chevron is worth. So Chevron is a negative 13. My guess is they're going to cut this dividend down quickly because they can't afford to pay it if they're bleeding money. Somewhere somebody's bleeding a lot of money unless the government is giving them something. So definitely not the stock I would want to own right now. So how about cruise line stocks? We've looked at those a lot, like Norwegian and different ones. But like I said, I'm blown away by these cruise line stocks. You have to be insane. They're not sailing. They're not going to sail. They're way down. But here, let's look at their P&E. Yeah, there we go. Earnings per share, negative $13. So they're at a 1.79 P&E. And we don't even know how bad the fourth quarter was. They've been, taking in money, refunding money and costs. And I don't know, what debt they've restructured, but why is it worth anything? Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's just crazy, some of these. So there's that one. Let's look at Carnival. BOD must be nearby. Okay. All right, let's look at Carnival. And then the other big one is Royal Caribbean. But yeah, like Carnival, their P&E is -2. They lost $10 a share. This stock is $20 a share. So they basically lost 50% of the price of their stock. Who wants to own that? That's insane. This stock was probably good, at the lows, at $10, so the $50 stock when it made money. And they got Royal Caribbean and I don't understand this one at $70, just insanity. Look at this. They're losing $20 a share, negative 3.5 P&E. And from where they were, $125, $33 all the way down. Here, maybe at the $23, it was a great buy, but it's ridiculous. Every time somebody says, hey, we're going to, get more people vaccinated, these stocks run. But it's insane. The one that would be interesting would be Southwest Airlines. And you guys are probably saying, why Southwest? Because airlines are, now starting to fly at full capacity. And people are traveling. They're giving good prices and doing stuff. This is one that I think is going to come back quicker if stuff changes. So right now they're at negative 16, which is awful. I'm not going to jump in and buy this because it's kind of near its highs that it's ever been. But I think like if any airline has a good opportunity to turn a profit quicker, it's going to be somebody like Southwest or JetBlue, who's really not that dependent on international flights and travel, or they're Mexico and Caribbean, which are going to be good markets because those are going to go faster. I can tell you right now, like with United and stuff, Asia and a lot of these other countries, they're not going to open up to America with open hands to have us come over and start flying there anytime soon. So definitely will be interesting and stuff. But for tomorrow, if you guys didn't see what we did on Friday, this is where we're at for tomorrow. We're sitting on Apple contracts. We have the 127, 129, and 130. Apple is, of course, at 132, basically. 131.97. So basically the 132. So, intrinsic value on these is 2 points, 3 points, and 5 points out of the money. If Apple goes up a lot tomorrow, if the Santa Claus Christmas rally comes early, the 127s, I may roll up to like the 129s. Not that many contracts in play. The 130s, I'll definitely be keeping a very close eye on because we have 600 of them. They're our best, we have our most money in those almost at $1.14. If Apple goes up a point tomorrow, those will probably, be about 90 cents. We've got 1,800 contracts in play for tomorrow. So basically, if Apple goes up a point tomorrow, these contracts, if Apple's up $1 tomorrow, these contracts, my prediction will be these 1,800 contracts will make about $50,000 tomorrow. So we've only got in play for the whole week right here, $155,000. So, if we're going to try and make $250,000 or more this week, we'll obviously have to make some trades. I like where Apple is. I like what the market's doing. Apple is, near that 135 high. If Apple can break through that high, it'll go to a new high and then it will pull back. How far it pulls back is hard to say, but I think Apple is going to have a tremendous earnings thing in January. So hopefully the president signs this stuff tomorrow or tonight, like he's saying or teasing. Let's see here how the futures are still pretty decent. 20, like I said, I'd rather be in the green than in a different color. So that's always a good sign. But yeah, like I said, a lot of stuff coming into play this week, the short and trading week and everything. Dean says, can we invest in the Raja? No, you cannot invest in me, but I do have a Patreon group where I post my trades in real time and welcome all our Patreon members. We're over like 24 of them now. So welcome, guys. You guys get all my trades in real time. Also, like I've been telling you guys, I am not a stockbroker. I am not a institution. This is just what I'm playing, what I think. My opinion is my own opinion. It's up to you guys to decide if you like my opinion. So Steve B says, how about a bank? I think banks are going to do well now they can start buying stock back and different stuff. I think banks that have trading floors are going to be stronger banks because they're going to have more profits going forward from their trading departments and stuff. So those will be good ones. So Babe Slats, how do you learn about buying, selling, and trading? That's what we're here for. Hopefully we'll educate you guys and start showing you more stuff of how we do it and how to make a trade. It's pretty easy. I mean, number one, you need to open an account somewhere. I use Charles Schwab currently. That's just my preference. But I mean, a lot of people are using, Robinhood, Webull, E-Trade, any of those. So you can use whoever you like. So somebody says, do you think companies should stop issuing stock and pump prices? If you're issuing stock, you're usually reducing your price because you're trying to raise capital. That's kind of like what Tesla just did because they need money. This successful company at a 1,300 times multiple needed money. And that, kind of hurt their stock. But, it just works in different directions for different companies. Depends what they're using that money for and different stuff. Drew says, what's the minimum buy for most stocks? So using a lot of these smaller platforms now, you can buy fractional shares of a stock. So, I mean, you can put $100 in there and buy 2/3 of a share of Apple or 82%, whatever it equals. but I don't know. I mean, it gives you, at least it gives you a feel of how it works. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If you own a half a share of Apple with your $100 and Apple goes up 10 points, you're going to make $5. If Apple goes 10 points, you'll lose $5. But at least it gives you an idea of how it works. To realistically make money in the marketplace and what like option trading and what I'm doing, 5,000 would be the bare minimum to try and make anything. I think with about $25,000, you can make about $500 to $800 a week. If you have 100,000, I think you can make, 2 to 4,000 a week, and so on, because you have more leverage to do stuff. But like anything, it's a huge risk. Markets, tomorrow can go up, can go down. The market is like a crap table. We can play every possible bet on the market. And we can hedge it, and we can play other scenarios too. So it's pretty cool. You can bet on the market to go up. You can bet on the market to go down. You can bet on the market to do nothing. You can, bet on the market to go down a little bit, but then go up and stay in a range and, have a straddle or, there's so many different ways to play options. So many different sophisticated sounding names, which at the end of the day, they're not. They're just very basic. I use a very basic system right now. And like I've told people, I have a system that works. I'm making money. I made $250,000 last week. Yeah, it's $5 million, but still, it's for the month. I'm up 12%. So if I had $100,000 in play, I made $12,000. It's still a great month. If I had $25,000 in play, I made $3,000. For the month. So do what you like. Do what works for you. Don't worry about overcomplicating this. And that's what a lot of people do. So. Raja, are you prepared if Apple goes down like $10 in one day? It could happen. What would you do in that scenario? I would run for the hills. I would stop this show. No, and it has gone down on us. And if it goes down 10 points tomorrow or in one day, and which is done many times to me, we will be down that day. It's not going to be an up day. Then what we'll do is we will roll it out. Well, if Apple, depending on Friday when it expires, if Apple isn't anywhere near where it needs to be, we would roll it out. And, let it ride, because like I've said, Apple is always going to be worth more money in the future than it is today. Now, at some point. Now, it doesn't mean for the next 6 months, Apple is $127, between $120 and $127 and never gets above $127. But at some point, Apple is going to be worth more money because its P&E is not that out of whack. It has profits and it has lots of growth and it's getting into medical. Could have this iCar coming. Apple will always be worth more money. Tesla, you don't know what's going to happen. And it's so overvalued. That's, so when those things tank 100 points and you can't even roll out, it's hard to roll out when you have 10%, 15% drop at once on a $600 stock. So definitely a lot harder to manage and maintain those things. So definitely, like I said, these stocks can drop. They have, and you just play through it. And the good news is I'm up a lot of money. We'll keep making a lot of money, and hopefully we'll just ride it out. So Richard says, how would you buy your play tomorrow? How would you play with 10 grand tomorrow? You got to see where the market opens. As of right now, the market looks nice. Dow futures are up 63% now, 35. I think if Trump does sign this bill tonight, I assume he's signing something. They're having a whole press conference and they got the table set up in the dining room. I guess we just have to wait for him to do it before he eats dinner, or wherever it is at Mar-a-Lago or wherever they are from Florida. I think that's good for the market. It lets people be at ease. People are going to say, what, finally we can relax, and stuff. But it's hard to know, what he's going to do until he does it. If he doesn't sign it, I think the futures will probably be down a little bit. But this is, like I said, this is the Christmas rally week. Your big institutions, they're on vacation. They've made their moves. So this is why they call it the Christmas rally. This is, the people who have profits and needed to sell out, they've done that. They've reallocated. They've gone home for the holidays. So. But so David says, how do you do a rollout? But a rollout is basically up or down, and then just going out and going to the next strike price. So if Apple was, like tomorrow, like we've been doing, I'll pull up here for you guys. If Apple, like the 127. So right now this is 43 cents. We go to trade. this is 43 cents or 42 cents. If Apple goes up $1 tomorrow and this comes down to 20 cents, I would then buy to close these. And then I may, this depends. If Apple goes up 5 points tomorrow and this is 10 cents, I'll buy to close these and I may sell, the Apple 132. Right now, the Apple 132 would be $2. But if Apple was up, 3 points tomorrow, this will probably be about $1. So you can kind of get an idea of what it would be based on what these other contract prices are. And then you have to, so if Apple goes up $1 tomorrow, the 130 will be 82 cents minimum. My guess, and then you have the intrinsic value of the 82 cents divided, so about 15 to 20 cents a day. So if Apple was to go up $1 tomorrow, this 114 will probably be about 65 cents at the end of the market closing tomorrow. And then this 129 will probably be about 50 cents, 55 cents tomorrow. This 43 will probably be about 30 cents. But yeah, just take the number 4 and divide it. This is going to go down for every dollar Apple goes up, and every day that we have less in this trading week, this is going to just keep going down by 10 cents. So that's basically how it works with the numbers and everything. So, different stuff like that. So, Klaas says, so if you're up, when do you sell? That's your choice. It just depends what your goal is. I have a more aggressive goal. I want to make all I can. So I'm not going to, I'm just rolling up. I'm never just selling out and walking away. I'll just adjust strategies depending on what I think the stock market and the stock I'm playing is going to do. So Al says, what are your thoughts on Walmart? I think Walmart, Costco, Amazon, they're going to do great, and especially with stimulus. They're the big winners of stimulus because with restaurants closed down and businesses closed down, online is where people are going to go spend that money. So I think the stimulus money, half that stimulus money basically is going to go to groceries and food and survival, which is Walmart, Amazon, Costco, those kind of stores, Kroger, different stuff like that. Let's see. Why you have bars with so much money? Bars don't give a penny. Not sure what you really mean then about that one. If you're talking about like bars and businesses, when they're open, they do well. Obviously, when the state or government shuts you down, they don't do anything. So David says, so you close your position and then you buy or sell into a new position. Correct. Yeah. So you want to close out and then you move to the next position. So Richard says, do you ever do vertical spreads? Sometimes. Like I said, you can overcomplicate things, and and that's how it's going to lose. You're going to lose money and stuff. So Andy Judd, how is a guy with millions of bar owner? Well, there's a lot of bar owners that are millionaires, but I didn't start in the bar business. I started in restaurant business and online advertising. And if you've been watching, we've made just last week alone, or this month, 600,000. And this year in the market, just in this one account, we're up, several $1 million. But if you're so concerned about me, the good news is we have the new, Raja yearly update coming out next Sunday. Everybody's going to make sure to tune in and watch that. And there's 3 previous Meet the Rajas that you can learn everything you've ever wanted to know about me, and you don't have to be so jealous, Andy. So, but thank you, Andy, for trolling us. All right, let's get weird. You had one stock to pick and hold for 10 years. What would it be? Honestly, it'd probably be Apple or, Apple, Amazon. Those are both, 2 really good ones. Definitely would not be Tesla. So, have you ever looked into LCA stock? They're merging with Golden Nugget Tuesday. LCA is way up, and I've watched that online, gambling and stuff. And, the stock's $25 from $10. So I am very familiar with it. I see a lot of like your penny stock and your pump and dump guys on, social media pumping that thing up. At the end of the day, what's it worth? It's still, the user acquisition on those is very expensive. And, I'd rather, have DraftKings or, a better, MGM Bets or somebody bigger to partner with on that. So Galvin says, how do you be part of your group Patreon? What is the monthly cost? It's $25 a month. And the only thing we do in our Patreon group is I post in real time my trades. So tomorrow morning, if I wake up and close a position, I immediately post that for you. And then if I open a new position, I immediately post that for you. That's the only thing the Patreon group does, is give you access to my trades in real time instead of having to watch at the end of the day to see what I did. So, and it's, like I said, it's just letting you know what I'm doing. It's not recommendations. It's nothing than that. What I'm up to, if you follow along, if I made, whatever percentage you have in the market, you would make the same if you, were to follow and do the same. So, all right, next question. Alice says, Tesla overvalued. We've gone over that one several times. What other stocks do you guys like? Will you ever sell calls? Yeah, we're going to do calls, puts, calls to open, calls to close. We're going to do it all. I'm just, like I said, I have something that works really well right now, so I'm going to stick to it. So Robin Stevens says, do you ever make recommendations, Raja? I have one recommendation I'm going to make for all of you right now. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, click that subscribe button, click the gray bell on YouTube so you get notifications. And if you're on Facebook right now, click the follow button, and you got to click that little thumb like button, because if you don't click that, you're not going to get notified when we go live. That's the only recommendations I'm ever going to make for you guys. I'm not here to, push penny stocks. I'm not, like I said, there's 1,000 other guys on YouTube, Facebook doing that, are selling programs for $249 a month to, what penny stocks, and that's just stock manipulation. That's not what I have any interest in doing. I'm going to show you guys how to make money in big stocks and make a lot of money. You don't have to play the penny stocks. Yes. Is there a 10-cent stock that's going to run to $1? I'm sure there is. There'll be lots of them in the future. The odds of catching it and always catching it is very rare. And you will be, if you're, it's just like a Ponzi scheme. If you're holding the bag at the end of the day, it's not going to be pretty. So, Matthew says Rocket Mortgage is one of my favorite stocks long term. They've done well. I've looked at it a little bit. Obviously the mortgage business is going to stay strong. It's, but I don't know how badly it's going to be hurt, with the pandemic and, the foreclosures and, what the government's really doing. Like I said, I've been trying to study that, this whole, the moratorium on eviction. And I really just don't understand. Outside the government saying you can't evict someone, I don't know who's really, doing much with it. Harry says, Raja, your gambling losses, can you offset it with your stock market gains? As far as I know, I haven't ever been able to. I'm not an accountant or a CPA, but as far as I know, it's never helped me. I wish it would, but it hasn't. So. Jim says, what do you think of Chinese companies, XPV, Baba, and whatnot? I do not know XPV at all. Alibaba, very familiar with, like, the Amazon over there. They have that investigation. This may be a nice buying opportunity on Alibaba. I don't know. I wouldn't jump into Alibaba immediately. But I think there could be definitely on my radar. The other problem with Alibaba, let's pull it up over here for you guys. Baba, B-A-B-A. Is, year to date, let's see here, it's still way above, and, stuff with the Chinese government could drag on for a long time, but the P&E is not that bad. It has no dividend, so they don't really give back or do anything. But it'll be interesting. Hard to say. It'll definitely be interesting. How Alibaba does in this, but you have a high of 320, and it's down to 220. I mean, it's 100 points off its high. So if you're going to buy a stock, you definitely want to buy it when it's lower than when it's at its highs, but you never know. What do you think of General Electric? I don't think much of it at all. Is it $5 or $6 still? I haven't looked at it in a while. It just never moves. It's $10. It just sits there for a long time. Pull up GE here. The stock look at a 5 years on it. I mean, it was way up there, but yeah, I mean, for the last couple of years, it's just sat at the same thing. P&E 26, earnings per share very small dividend. I mean, honestly, why would you? What would be the point of buying that stock? I mean, unless you're just looking, that it's going to come back from, maybe at $5 it was a good deal earlier this year, but this thing sat around $10. I think there's something called over diversification. It's good to be diversified, but I mean, they're just so over diversified with, television, medical, airline engines. I mean, they're all over the map. They're probably making toilet paper. Who knows? So definitely hard to say. Somebody says Peloton. Like I said about Peloton, when COVID's over, people are going to go back outside. People are going to have other options again. Gyms will reopen back to normal. So, I mean, I think short term they're going to do well, but definitely long term, hard to say. Raja, what do you think about Warren Buffett? Guy's a genius. You can't knock his stock. The only thing I've never understood is, I know why he doesn't have stock splits or, to let more people get in there, and he's done other stuff. But yeah, I mean, the guy's been very, very smart, but I think at his level too, it's common sense. And you also have, not inside trading, but, when you're friends with, when you can pick up the phone and call Bill Gates and all these big people out there in this world, it's a lot easier to make money in the markets. Brian Fox says records are meant to be broken. Well, we'll try and break his. I don't even know what his record would be that I'm trying to break. We'd have to figure out what the percentage is. The real question is, in 1 week, that's right, guys, a week from tomorrow, we launch. Raja makes money. Hopefully we'll have a lot more profit to take out of the account than we have in there right now. We got to take the money back down to 5 million out of this account. But it's gonna be exciting. How much money do you guys think? Throw some guesses out there. How much money do you guys think in the next year the Raja can make? My minimum goal is 5 million. I want to double our money, but my goal, I think we can make 15, 20 million dollars, because once we get going, we're going to make money faster than we're making ever. So that's my goal. But it'll definitely be interesting. So, but all right. Somebody says 20% for over 60 years straight. Yeah, that's what I don't know off the top of my head, but like I said, he's done very, very well. So, like I said, my goal, my first 5 million we make together, we just go out and buy a casino. Then, second 5 million, maybe we'll buy a second casino, or we sell the first casino and get a bigger one. I don't know. So, but hey guys, that's what I got for you. So for tomorrow, we'll be watching the markets. Let's check in over here. Let's see how futures are looking. See if futures are still up, which is looking good. As of right now, it doesn't look like Trump has signed anything yet, so they must still be waiting on something. I guess our country is being ran from a Twitter account right now. Anything you want to know in the country, we have to tweet or look at tweets. So, but thank you guys so much for all your support of the new channel, and we may even hit 4,000 followers today. I think we were like at 39. How many are we up to, guys? We're on YouTube. We're almost 4,000 followers, and I think on Facebook we're like 1,200 or something. So thank you guys who've been sharing it, telling their friends about the new channel, and everything. Like I said, over time here, I think we'll be able to help you guys learn more, teach you guys more stuff, and educate you. So definitely excited for it. We'll have our live show tomorrow. See how the first day of the week goes. This is a shortened week, so. But yeah, super excited for it, and I hope you guys all make money, because you guys are my money makers. So, hey, best of luck this coming week, and let's go out at the end of the year with a big boom and make lots of money. So take care, guys. Thanks for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your